Hey everybody, this is me again, Rafal Hoffman. In this video we're going to get into what is stage clear. Clear in spiral dynamics or integral theory for Ken Wilber, who coined this stage. It could be he coined it as stage white or stage white light. There are different names being thrown around across the internet. And clear is what I've been calling it. So stage clear is going to be no anger, no sadness, and you're not going to even be attached to happiness. So you'll be happy, you could be smiley, but you're not going to be attached to any of it. And this existed in stage turquoise to a much smaller degree. So it's just going to be a higher degree of ego dissolution. And what you have here is you have a stage that's a state of nothingness, state of null. So if I were to help someone reach this stage, I would probably talk to them about what they are. So you might say this is stage turquoise, but I think no. If it's stage turquoise, we skip 4 stages and we let that fly. We think we're clear and we skipped, what was that? We skipped turquoise, coral, teal, auber. So we skipped 4 or 5 stages and we're just getting into turquoise. That's what we did. When 3 is the average, and when you reach higher, it actually turns less and less because you become more self-honest because there's less attachment to your image. I don't believe that. So I think this is stage clear. You're just not feeling, you're a human, you're no longer a human being. It's like you're just going about life, but there's so much detachment from who you are that there just isn't much emotion. So originally I said that stage clear was a turnaround of stage green. So social justice. What do you mean? But it could be that stage clear will be about love, but it's not the love that we think. Stage clear is interested Stage clear, I'm just thinking back to what is interested in peace for everyone. But his or her personal state will be a state of peace. So there is a certain coldness in the sense that you don't really feel so much, but the lack of feeling anything is love. Because people say that if you had 0 emotions, you're a cold-hearted person. Someone comes over to you and you just don't have an opinion on who they are. So the turquoise, there was no judgment, but now it's like you can't get stirred because it's just data, it's just information coming at you. So in that sense, it is cold. On the other hand, it's not cold. It's not cold. Because without that bias, you then naturally care. Because love is the foundation. Love is the natural state. And it's not a love of, oh my gosh, I love you. That's endorphins, that's hormones. There is no hormones in this stage. There's no hormones. Your hormones are not releasing. And the only way to really achieve this is to... I don't think you can sustain this long term. I only had it for like an hour. But if you were to sustain this as long as possible, you would have to have no concern that you won't get your needs met. Meaning you can't have any concerns in the world. and you have to be so detached from all concerns that this stage is active. So stage clear might end up getting caught up in helping people, and that what that will do is that'll make them attached to helping people, and that'll bring them down to green because they want to help people. So basically they're a non-human entity that's being forced into green. It's being forced into turquoise, being forced into the lower stages. Obviously turquoise is low in comparison to clear. But that's what's taking place. You're being forced down because of survival concerns. But do you want no emotions? No, you want to be human. But what this is saying is that you're no longer going to be a human species by stage clear. Everything's going to be data and information. There's not going to be a bias against anyone, and even yourself, of course. There is no self. There is no... You'll still care about yourself, but it'll be like an automated process. So originally, someone called this stage mint, and it sounded too cold. Now I know where they're coming from. It comes from a place of like, oh, they're clear-minded. They're no emotion, no attachment. You know, they care about people, but they won't really care too much about people. So I see the logic of it, but it's not 100% true because the lack of emotion is love. That's why clear will fall back into lower stages, because in order to help them, they have to adopt certain potencies of lower stages to have the avatar, to have the ego construct that's going to help people. So it constantly, the lower ego or construct gets resurrected over and over again when they approach people. And so the clear, in effect, is not cold, even though it could be interpreted as that. And if the clear is a unique personality, it can manifest as a cold clear, right? You'll have clears that want to isolate and clears that want to help people. You know, there's always that masculine, feminine dynamic or polarized dynamic of extrovert, introvert. So if you have people that are less extroverted, they may be cold. If they're more extroverted, they'll be loving. So to one, the stage will be stage mint, and to another, the stage will be like green glass. I don't know what color is sapphire. I know people are labeling things differently. You'll call it something elegant, something nice. Yeah, I'll have to look online at different green colors that look nice, but it wouldn't be. You wouldn't call it something cold, and that's stage clear. Oh, by the way, this is part one. We're getting into this slowly, because we're still evolving into this as a species. Yeah.